Molly. Welcome to day 8 of your 12 Days of Pilates challenge. Today we've got a full body feel good class to get through, and it's going to be a really lovely session for mobility, strength and stretch from top to toe. We're going to start on all fours, so when you're ready, come round onto your hands and your knees and let's get going. So, starting towards the end of your mat, we are going to be stepping the legs out in a second, so just make sure you've got some room behind you. We're going to begin with a cat and cow stretch though, just to find some mobility in that spine. So arch in the back up, drop the top of the head, hold it for an in-breath, and then exhale, come all the way down. And again, tailbone tucking, we lift up, pushing the mat away, and we come back down. Shine in the heart forwards. Nice, one more time, arch it up and hold it here. See if you can tuck your tailbone under even more. Lovely, and then bring it into a neutral spine, so you've got a lovely flat back. Just let the core relax, let the tummy relax here. Take a breath into it, and then as you exhale, draw that navel up and in, find a little lift through the pelvic floor. We're gonna reach the right arm out in front of us, and we're gonna lift it up in line with our shoulder. So just making sure the weight is centered throughout the body here. Hand coming back to your mat, bring it back to all fours, other side. So taking some time to just fire up these arms, fire up these shoulders, and find that core connection. Nice, let's go for 4 more, speeding up a little bit. Reach, lift, bring it down, and lower. 2, and lift, shoulder blades staying, drawing back and down. Lovely, up, down, and in. Last one, out, up, and in. From here, we're going to slide the right leg out behind us. Now we're going to lift and lower the leg. It comes up for 3, it taps down. For 2, and tap. For 1, toes back to the mat, and then bring it back to all fours. Other side, stretching that left leg out, we lift. For 3, so both hips should be square to the floor. Try not to twist that pelvis as you lift the leg. Nice, bring it in. So we're going to call that layer 1 because we're going to be layering up our exercises quite heavy today with lots of nice progressions. So if you're happy working like that, continue with those simple kicks. Otherwise, we're going to add in a little twist. So reaching the right leg out again, we lift up. For 3, it taps down. For 2, for 1, toes come back to the mat. Then from here, we're going to swivel the left shin back behind you. We're going to twist the chest. So your pelvis is square to the front, your chest is square to the front, your fingertips are reaching right up towards the ceiling. And we're going to kick this right leg up, coming up for 3, and tap. For 2, no higher than your hip. 1, tap, and then swivel yourself back to center. Foot coming down, hand coming down, knee coming back to your mat. We go on the other side, left leg stretching out, kicking up for 3, and tap. For 2, and 1, toes down. Then this time we swivel the right foot back behind you. We twist the chest. The pelvis is open to the front, the chest is open to the front, the fingertips are high. We kick for 3, for 2, no weight in those toes, and 1. And then we swivel the right foot back behind you. Oh, losing balance. Left hand on the floor. Bring the knee back to the mat. We're going to call that layer 2, so if you're happy, keep working as you are. Otherwise, we're going to try and keep this leg lifted the whole time. So it lifts up for 3, tap it down. For 2, and then hold it here. So the toes stay in line with your hip. We twist the left leg back, the pelvis rotates, the chest opens, the arm reaches up, and we tap down for 3, and lift. Nice. 2, and up. For 1, and up, and then try to keep the leg lifted as you swivel back using your abdominals. Lovely, foot comes down. Last time on the other side, left leg up and tap. 2, and tap. This time we hold it here. Right foot swivels back, we open the chest. Arm to the ceiling, we tap down for 3. Both sides of the waist staying nice and long. 2, and 1, hold it up in line with your hip, and then we twizzle everything back to the mat. Bring the knee down and sit it back into your child's pose. Well done. A tough start to the class, but hopefully your full body is feeling nice and fired up here. Well done. We're going to bring ourselves up to seated. Keep your shoulders a little roll. We're going to come and sit towards the end of your mat. I'm going to find a little spine stretch, then we're going to roll ourselves down towards the floor. Arms reaching out, take a breath, exhale, draw your navel to the spine, reach the body forwards, and just hold it here for a moment. Lovely, build yourself back up to seated, and then just gently and slowly roll yourself down to your mat. arms coming down by your side, and then place your feet onto the floor. We're going to take some little arm circles here, so just finding a little bit of mobility through the shoulders. Arms are floating up by the ears. They circle down and around. Up and round. Nice. One more, lifting up. They circle down by your side, and then we're going to reverse that, so sweeping the arms up and overhead, and then they fall down by the side. We've got 2, and down. Lovely, and then 1. We're going to float the arms down, but rest your hands on top of your ribs. We're going to take our tabletop hold to find our core connection and just check in with that breath. So your right leg is coming up to tabletop, lumbar spine presses to the floor, left leg's lifting up. We're going to hold it here, taking a breath in, feel the ribs open into the hands, exhale, feel the ribs close. Lovely. So sometimes when we work through full body work or any Pilates exercises, really, there's so much to think about in the body. Often the last thing that we think about is our breath, when really it's the most natural thing in the world. So just taking some time to really lock in that lateral thoracic breathing, making sure that we're not breathing in and out of the belly. We've got to direct that breath into the rib cage. So if your core is switched on, that breath won't go into your tummy. You'll be finding it in the ribs. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely, 1 more, breathing in, breathing out. Well done, bringing your feet back down to your mat. So we're going to rest the hands on top of the pelvis now. We're going to use that core connection, and we're going to take a little we're going to take a little single leg stretch into a kick. So floating your right leg up to tabletop position. We're going to stretch it out to the wall. We're going to kick it up to the ceiling, bring it back to the wall, and then back to tabletop. Same again, stretching out, kick it up, bring it down, draw it in. So we're always trying to maintain that natural curve in your lumbar spine. Beautiful. Place the foot down, other side. So left leg coming up, it stretches out to the wall, to the ceiling, to the wall, back to tabletop. Again. So with the hands on the hips, really noticing whether you're sort of pulling and arching through the back. Try to keep everything nice and grounded. Lovely, place the foot down. So we're going to call that layer 1. If you're happy working there, continue as you are. Otherwise, both legs are coming into tabletop. So right leg up, lumbar spine down, left leg up, and then we alternate. So right leg forwards, kick it up, place it down, bring it in. Other side, left leg out, kick it up, place it down, draw it in, and really keep an eye on these tabletop positions. You might be surprised at how much this supporting leg moves as the other one moves. So really lock in that knee on top of your hip. Stretch, up, down, and in. Reaching out and up, using that breath that we talked about. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale, out, out, in, and in. Last one, out, and out, in, and in. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. Take a little rock if that feels good for your back. We're going to take that again, but this time, final little challenge, we're going to maintain a curl up as we do it. So this time, hands coming behind your head, right leg to tabletop, lumbar spine down, left leg up, upper body curling up. We're going to stretch right leg out, kick it up, kick it down and in, left leg out, kick it up, and then extra little challenge if you want to take it, both legs stretching out, kick it up, kick it down and in, right leg. Up, down, and in. Exhale, left leg, up, down, and then both legs, if we can, stretch out, up, down. Keep that pelvis nice and still. 1 more on each side, and then 1 set of doubles if we can. And in, really working to keep that lumbar spine on the floor. And in, last set of doubles, out, up, down, and in, and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Well done, finding that gentle little rock. Maybe giving the head a roll as well if that feels good for the neck. Lovely, then from here, I'm going to bring the hands behind the hamstrings. We're going to rock ourselves up to seated. We're going to work into some pelvic tilts, some little tabletop marches, and then a little teaser challenge. So sitting nice and tall. You've got your feet and knees hip width apart, hands are coming behind your hamstrings. We're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to round the body back into your pelvic tilt. So rocking off your sit bones, and we hold it here. Inhale, And then as you exhale, navel draws in, peel yourself up. We go again, rounding back. Holding for an in-breath, keeping space between your chin and chest. Inhale, exhale, lifting up. Nice, this is our last one, but we're gonna curl it back and we're gonna hold it, and then we're gonna march the legs. So right leg is coming up to tabletop. Make sure your knee is right on top of your hip here. A little bit of fluff on my leg. Place the foot down, other side. Left leg coming up, knee on the hip, and down. 2 more. So taking 4 if we can. If 4 feels too much, we're just gonna go for 2. Nice, bring it back up to seated. Let's go 2 more sets like that, rolling back. Hold, right leg up, and down. Left leg up, and down, and make sure it is your hip flexors that are doing the work here. If you took your hands off your legs, you'd still be able to move nice and freely. Nice, 1 more set, coming back. Right leg coming up and down. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. 2 more. Well done, last one. Beautiful, sitting yourself up. So we're gonna take this into a little bit more of a teaser hold. So just shimmy yourself a bit closer towards your heels. We're gonna round our body back, and again, if that felt like enough, you're gonna continue to march. Otherwise, this time, the right leg is coming up to tabletop. You're gonna engage your core a little bit deeper, and then you're gonna bring your left leg up as well, and we hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Right foot back to your mat, left foot back to your mat, and then sit nice and tall. We go again, rounding back. So we've got to find this little sweet spot between your sit bones and your tailbone to balance on, but we're still in that little bit of a pelvic tilt. Other leg up, and hold. 3, 2, and 1. 1 foot down, then the other. Bring it back up. This time, see if you can do it without your hands. So rolling it back, right leg up. Well done, left leg up. And then extra little challenge if you want it. We're gonna stretch the legs out. The arms are gonna lower down, palms to the sky. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring it back into your tabletop. Bring the hands behind the legs to lower if you need to. Lovely, and then sit it up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just find a gentle frog stretch here, just to settle through the hips, because we're not quite done with our seated core work. We're gonna come into an exercise called rolling like a ball. So for this exercise, you just kind of have to go with the flow, quite literally, and be a little bit playful. So we're gonna bring the hands back behind your hamstrings. It's almost a progression of what we've already been doing. So we round our bodies back into that little tilt. This time we're gonna bring the right leg off the mat, left leg off the mat. We're going to draw the heels in towards the glutes. We're going to round the spine a little bit more. So notice how I'm tucking under even further. My head draws in, and we're going to rock through the lumbar spine. Use your core, and then come back up. Try and stay in a teaser. Try not to throw your weight back, and then splat back up to the start. Making sure that when we roll back and come up, we're controlled. So it's your abs that are keeping you moving, not the momentum. We go again. Exhale, rounding it back. 1 leg up, other leg up. Then drawing everything in, round the back further, elbows wide. We rock, and we lift. Hold it here. Nice, well done. Let's go 1 more time. If you want an extra challenge, keep the arms off the legs, keep them wrapping round like a ball. This is why it's called rolling like a ball, as you can probably tell. We round it back, coming into our little ball shape. 1 leg up, other leg up, and then heels drawing in, arms rounding. Try not to touch these legs. We tip off. Use these abdominals, we lift, and hold it here. Well done, bringing the feet down, sit yourself up, and find that frog stretch. See what I mean? You just sort of have to laugh at yourself when you do it. But a lot of that work for our tilts and our teaser holds comes from our hip flexors. So we're gonna stretch them out now. Lie yourself all the way back down onto your spines. So we're going to step the feet out so they're about mat width. Arms are coming out into a T shape. Your heels are nice and close towards your glutes. And we're going to drop the knees down towards the right. Feeling a lovely big stretch through your left hip flexor and your left thigh. If you struggle to feel it, think about tilting the pelvis under. Lovely. Let's go again on the other side. So rounding the hips over to the left. And then back over to the right. Well done. So after that slightly dynamic and fun start, we're going to bring things down a notch. So bring your feet back in line with your hips, arms down by your side. We're going to go into our shoulder bridge, but we're going to find some nice opposition with the arms as well. So reaching the arms back behind you to begin. If your shoulders are tight, don't worry if they don't quite reach the floor, just take them as far as is comfortable. But we're going to tuck the tailbone under, we're going to round the spine, squeezing the glutes. As the hips start to lift, we're going to push the arms down by the side. And then we're going to circle them back up and around, and then lower ourselves down to the floor. Nice, so we peel the body off. As the hips lift, the arms push. Hold it in your bridge, arms circle back up above the head, and then lower yourself back down to the floor. And as you lower, try to get your tailbone as far away from your fingertips as you can. Go in again, tuck in the tailbone under, glutes squeeze, the arms push down, staying high in your bridge, the arms circle up. And then once they're back by your ears, we lower down. So it's a little bit of coordination work as well. But again, we're getting that lovely full body feeling with some glute strength, some back mobility, a little bit of shoulder mobility as well. And lower. Nice, let's just go for 2 more like that. Exhale, coming up, really working to peel that spine off, arms floating down by your side. Staying high with the hips, the arms circle back up to your ears, and then we lower back down to the floor. Lovely, last one, coming up, glutes squeezing. Arms pushing down by the side, lovely, they circle all the way up and around, and then take your time as you lower this one, bone by bone, find that extra little tilt and tuck, gently lowering that pelvis back into neutral. Well done. From here, we're going to bring the arms all the way down by the side, and we're going to work into one more little core exercise before we start to bring a bit of focus into this back. So we're going to take the leg up to tabletop, we're going to imprint that lumbar spine, other leg coming up, feet and knees are coming together, we're going to stretch the legs in towards the air, and then we're going to draw the right leg down, it's going to kick back up to the ceiling. Left leg coming down, back up to the ceiling. Nice, so as you lower, again, we're still working to keep that lumbar spine on your mat. If this feels a little bit too much already, don't worry, we can modify. You can place one foot down and go for a little set of kicks, maybe 3 or 4 on one side, and then change. But if you can, we've got both legs in the air, and we're dropping one leg at a time. So if you're happy working like this, continue as you are. This is really good for these lower abdominals. If you want to add in a little bit of a hamstring stretch, we're going to float the arms up and overhead. We're going to peel the body up, holding either onto your calf or onto your hamstring. We're going to pull the right leg in as we drop the left leg down, and then we change. So there's a moment within this exercise where both legs are moving freely from the body. What I see a lot is we bring the legs together and then we drop. But we're trying to find that nice flow in between. So let the legs move, keep your pelvis nice and still, and make sure it's your core that's lifting you up, not your hands on your legs. And again, you can always keep the arms down by the side or the body lowered, or you can always work one leg at a time. Keep going. So we're getting that lovely stretch behind the legs, but some lovely strength in the core as well. Let's go for 4 and change. Nice. For 3 and change. For 2 and change. Well done. Last 1 and change. And then bring the legs back up to the ceiling, lower the body down, place the feet back to the mat one at a time. Well done, and just let your body settle. So to finish, we're going to come and lie on our fronts. We're going to work through our posterior chain, so the back of our body, and work through some glute strength, some back strength, and a little bit of arm work as well. So once again, a nice full body finish to end our class. So meet me on your fronts. You're going to bring tummy onto the mat, one hand on top of the other, full head resting on your hands. And then we're going to kick the feet up towards the ceiling. You're going to flex your feet, and then bring your heels together and your knees apart. So we're almost like in a little frog shape. And bear with me, I know it looks kind of funny, but you're going to be feeling it soon enough. So, keeping your upper body nice and relaxed on the floor, and imagine you're holding a little piece of paper between your heels. Give it a really good squeeze. We're going to squeeze the glutes, and we're going to lift the thighs off of your mat. So we squeeze it here, and then we lower down. And pretty much straight away, you should be feeling those glutes working. And if you joined for the power glutes and abs session yesterday, I do apologise for how you might be feeling today. Coming up, squeeze, and lower. So you think soles of the feet, footprints on the ceiling, coming up and down. So your core should be lifting up here. Try not to push your tummy into your mat. And if there's any discomfort in your lumbar spine from doing this, you can always pop a bit of padding underneath your pelvis. Let's just go for 3 more, lifting up for 3. Slowly down, glutes working. 2. And down, well done. 1 more. And then lower. So keeping your legs as they are, we're just going to work the upper body now. So keeping your hands stuck to your forehead, we lift the upper body up and we lower it down. So breath-wise, exhale as we lift, inhale as we lower. Again, exhale up, inhale down, and keep squeezing the feet together, lifting from the back. Let's just go for 4 more of these upper body lifts for 4. Slowly down, pelvis grounding into the floor. 3. Really nice. 2. And lower. And 1. Bring it down. Now we're going to try for both upper body and lower body at the same time. So it's that lovely feel-good full body finisher. Here we go. Everything lifting up. Squeeze and hold. And then lower gently. Nice. Let's go for 5. And lower. 4. And down. Well done. So lengthening from those hips. 3. Glutes squeezing. Footprints on the ceiling. 2. And down. Last 1. And lower. And then closing those knees. Stretch the legs out. Pop your hands underneath your shoulders. And then come up into a nice long cobra stretch. And hold it there. Well done. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Find a lovely big head roll all the way around. Back round the other way. Lovely. And then lower it down to your chest. Push it all the way up to your hands and your knees. We're going to take that cat and cow stretch to finish just like we started. So back arching up. Dropping the head. Feels so nice after that prone work. And then coming all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone tucking. Back arching up. Inhale. Exhale, coming down. Lovely. 1 more. Arching it up and hold it here. Walk your hands over to the right of your mat. Sit your hips back towards your heels, pulling away from your hands. Holding for an in-breath, an out-breath. And then walk your hands through your mat, take them over to the left. Hips back to your heels. And hold it here. Well done, breathing in. Breathing out. And then walk it back to center. We're going to come back to all fours. We're going to take a little downward dog stretch just to release the backs of the legs. So toes tucking under, push the hips up, press the heels down, and hold it here. Well done. Taking a little pedal of the feet. So walking your right heel up, left heel up, and change. Nice. And change. Last 2. And 1. Press both heels down into the floor. Lovely, and then bring it back down to all fours. And then come around and sit on your sit bones once more. Finishing, as we do in some of our sessions, with a little bit of breathing, just to ground ourselves down for that strong feel-good practice. So sitting tall, let's put 1 hand on top of your chest, 1 hand resting on your tummy, and just close down the eyes again if that feels good to do. And take a minute to let the breath settle, finding an inhale, an exhale, and again, breathing in, breathing out. And just taking a moment to feel really, really grateful for the time you've taken to move your body today. And to feel grateful for the body that you have that's carried you through your class today and maybe the classes within the challenge so far. And try to carry that gratitude with you throughout the rest of your day, whatever you get up to. Knowing that you've done something really beneficial today, not only for your body, but your mind as well. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, feel the shoulders melt away from the ears. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath out to finish, and then blink your eyes open, and then pop your hands down. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me again for a lovely full body class. I really hope you enjoyed it and you're feeling nice and energized for whatever you get up to in the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon for day 9 of our 12 Days of Pilates challenge. We've not got long left. I really hope you're enjoying it so far. Thanks. Bye.